I want you to help me in welcoming the entrepreneur, the author, the international speaker, Miss Felecia Hatcher Pearson! Ow!
What's up, guys? Oh, I think you guys can do a little bit better than that. How's it going? About 2 years ago, before I got laid off, I was at an event. We're outside talking about ice cream. Oh, it would be perfect to have ice cream here. There's like beer and wine and liquor, but you don't want all that when it's hot outside. And we're like, man, it would be so cool, like if someone can come up with like this cool ice cream truck that you could have at like a wedding or a party, something nice, you know? Because when you think about ice cream trucks, they're junky, they're raggedy, right? Stickers falling off. You don't know how long that ice cream's been in that truck, right? The driver looks a little sketchy. Let's be honest, especially when they start driving around at 8 or 9 o'clock, what's going on? And so, but I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever, that is a cool idea. So I leave this event, and I kid you not, as I walk outside, I hear ice cream truck music, and an ice cream truck starts rolling by. And I start chasing after this truck, forgetting that I am in heels like these, right? So what do you think happened? I fell hard, flat on my face, chasing after this ice cream truck. I think it was like 24, 22, 23, something like that. You can't let a woman tell her age. You're trying to do the math over there. So I fell down chasing after this ice cream truck. But yes, like you said, two ideas came to my mind, right? One, I was way too old to chase after this ice cream truck, all right? Felt like a little kid, pocket full of nickels. You hear the music, you just get excited, right? I want a bomb pop. I want a push-up pop. And then the other idea was, like the conversation I had just had, why hasn't anyone come up with like a cooler way for adults to enjoy ice cream so we don't have to chase after an ice cream truck in heels? And that was like my light bulb, Oprah, aha moment, right? But I'm like, I love my job. I love what I'm doing. I'm paid a lot of money to travel around the country and put together these bigger than life events so you could try video games before you can buy it. Like that job that we always wanted when we were a kid, right? I just want to play video games all day. That was essentially my job. I got to play video games all day, and it was my job to get other people to play video games all day. So I loved it. And something I like to tell people is sometimes a good paying job will stand in the way of your dreams just as much as a bad paying job. And most people don't understand that. So I deferred the dream until I was forced to do something about it, right? Not having a job, not having a source of income, having very little savings, not able to get another job. So I had to figure out, what the heck am I going to do with my life? What the heck am I going to do with this notebook that I've been carrying around for 2 years? I call it like the Pinterest before it was Pinterest, like all these cutouts of ice creams and ice cream trucks and stuff like that I carried around for 2 years. So I took my savings, and I decided to buy 2 ice cream carts off the luxury shopping website Craigslist. And I'm like, hey, let me just see what's going to happen, right? I didn't have a lot of money, so I did it very bare bones. And that's something that's really important with you guys when trying to start a business. Like, we get into this mode where it has to be perfect, right? We don't want to share our dreams with anyone. We don't want to share our ideas with anyone because we don't want anyone to steal it. But guys, ideas are absolutely worthless. Absolutely worthless. Ask the person who's tried to take an idea to the bank. What have they said to you? Right? Ideas are absolutely worthless. Execution is absolutely everything. Every single thing. And then from there, traction is absolutely everything. You know, you have people over in Silicon Valley that are at an event, at a hotel just like this, and instead of them listening to a speaker, they're actually pitching their business. Not for $100, not for $1,000, but you're talking about people your age that are playing the $1 million and the $1 billion seed first round, right? First round. And then the second round. And the third round. They're pitching their businesses for money, right? And more than likely, it's mostly an idea that they've just launched with a little bit of traction. And these are all web-based ideas, right? It's crazy. The opportunities are there for you like never before. The money is there for you like never before. But what you really have to do is you have to get creative with your limited resources. Started an ice cream company with 2 carts I bought off Craigslist. Painted them ourselves with spray paint from Home Depot, right? Got the decals that are supposed to go on the wall, you know, the little stickers, like a little skateboard. Couldn't find no ice cream stickers. And we put those on our carts and start going around to events, right? Going around the neighborhood, I quickly realized, like, I don't want to be driving no ice cream cart around the neighborhood. First of all, I didn't want anyone to think, like, oh, my God, that's what Felecia did with her life. And second of all, I'm like, you know what? The ice cream industry, as far as mobile is concerned, is saturated during the daytime, all right? Everyone goes after kids. Right after school, 2 o'clock, there's like 5 or 6 ice cream trucks out in front of any given any given school, right? But what no one was doing was going after adults and going out at night. And that became our competitive advantage, and that became our niche. So if you can't be number 1 or number 2 in an industry, you need to be in a whole new industry. Does anyone know what that means? That's what building a niche is all about. What makes you different? What makes you unique? I'll give the example of, who's the number 1 soda? Coca-Cola. Who's number 2? Who's number 11? No one knows, right? Same thing for beverage. What's the number 1 beverage? We just said it. Coca-Cola. The number 2 is Pepsi. Who's number 6? Mellow Yellow, maybe? I don't know, right? What about Red Bull? Where do they rank? They're a beverage, right? Oh, they're an energy drink? Why don't they qualify? It's a beverage, isn't it? Huh? We don't even look at Red Bull as a beverage anymore. It is an energy drink. Red Bull realized that, hey, I can never be the number one beverage. I can never be the number 1 soda. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to create my own category, and I'm number 1 of that category. So you cannot say the word energy drink without Red Bull popping into our head, right? People don't even talk about Monster, right? And it's bigger, right? So if you can't be number 1 or number 2 in your industry, you need a whole new industry. You need to dig deeper down into your niche. It is that important. That is the main reason that with a company that we started during the recession, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2013, we're still in it, we charge $3 for 1 popsicle, $4 if it has alcohol in it. So it's a whole thing of being able to change people's complete process and thought process on a popsicle. Because when you think of popsicles, especially when you're a kid, you're buying a whole box for $2.99 at Winn-Dixie, right? So what you can pay for a whole box, you're buying 1 from us. If you want a box of popsicles from us, it's costing you $30. And in the going on 5 years in business, I've had 2 complaints about prices. And these people weren't my target market, right? So if you dig a deep enough niche and you dig down and make sure your business is creative enough and infectious enough and viral enough, you can maintain your price, right? The whole 80-20 rule, right? You guys have heard that? So that's why it's important. You got to figure out how to create a very unique brand and a kick-ass brand, all right? So I'm going to go through some of these pictures and these slides with you guys really quick. This is an event that we did for Google. You can go. These are some pictures of our popsicles. I think I might have some popsicles in the back. I don't know, Casandra. Do you know? I don't know. All right, you can keep going. This is a corporate event that we did for JM Family. We do weddings that are really fun. This is pretty much some of our clients. So if you can see at the bottom. So Adidas has been a client. Google has been a client. Universal Records and Universal Music have been a client. How does a popsicle company get a client roster like that? W Hotels, Sheridan Hotels, right? I'm here in this room with you guys. I grew up in South Florida. My mom is Jamaican, my dad's from Georgia, right? Interesting combination growing up, to say the least. But there's really nothing that separates what I've done from what you guys can do or have already done, other than looking at every single opportunity with a different pair of eyes and getting as creative as possible and using every opportunity that comes in front of us and just getting creative. Does anyone really even understand what that word means? What does it mean? Thinking outside the box. That's not even a creative term. Turn your passion into profit. Most of us don't understand what that means, because for the past 10, 15 years of going to formal school, you're told the opposite, right? So then you go all through high school, you go through college, and your primary objective is to do what? To get a job. Forget what makes us happy, right? Forget that thing that we really want to do. You need to get a job, right? And so we forget how to fend for ourselves, how to be self-sustainable. And that's the main reason when I look at what happened to our economy, that's the main reason, that's the main problem, is that, they're saying right now the education bubble is getting ready to burst. Most people don't want to hear that. But for so long, we've been taught, like, hey, you just need to do this one thing. You need to major in this one thing in high school. You need to major in this one thing in college, and you're going to be in this one career track for the rest of your life. So then when you start like, man, I really want to do something else. I have all these other passions. I want to work with this youth program, but I don't get off work until 7 o'clock. I got to be back at work at 7 o'clock in the morning. How are you able to fulfill all those things that truly make you happy, right? Or even if you love your job. Hey, some people love their jobs. I hope my employees love their jobs, right? But the side hustle. Because working for someone else, you're only going to be able to make a certain amount of money, right? So if your salary is $50,000 a year, no matter if you work 20 hours one week and 80 hours the next week, your salary is still absolutely the same. But if you are an entrepreneur and you are working for yourself, the harder you work, the more you make, right? You guys agree to that? And I'm not saying entrepreneurship is easy. I would never stand in front of you guys and tell you that it's easy. This is the hardest I've ever worked in my life. And I've had some really cool jobs. I worked for the NBA. I was a marketing manager. And I hated my job every single day of my life till it started making me sick. But working for myself, the crazy hours that I work, has been the most rewarding hours of my life. The most rewarding hours. And I want to get each and every one of you guys to that point as well. So turning your passion into profit. No, you're good, girl. Don't worry. Turning your passion into profit. First of all, you got to figure out what your passion is. Because so many of us don't even know anymore what we're passionate about. And being honest with yourself. I think Chris Natha was talking about it earlier. Being true to yourself. What is it that you absolutely love to do? I love working with my hands. I love being super creative. That's usually what my friends call me for. Felecia, help me come up with a title for this. I love it. I breathe that. What is the thing that you love and that you breathe? And then the next step is figuring out, how can I make money off of this? Right? Say you like watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's your thing. You breathe it. A Sunday better not come by where you miss it, right? How can you make money off of that? Let's throw some ideas out there. Writing a blog, writing an article, what else? Start your own show, right? You could love reality TV so much that, hey, I'm going to start my own reality show. What do you need to start it? A camera. Who, raise your hand if your phone does not have a camera on it?